Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I'm very pleased to address you at the opening session of the International Summit on Child Protection in Travel and Tourism, and would like to congratulate you for placing this topic at the heart of your deliberations. The groundbreaking 2016 global study on the sexual exploitation of children in travel and tourism highlighted how the rapid growth of domestic and international travel is associated with increasing risks to children's safety and well-being. This threat is globalized by the sophisticated ill use of the internet by those who wish to harm children. Information and communication technologies can provide a mask of anonymity, allowing perpetrators to contact children directly or through intermediaries, including by live web streaming, that may be followed by meetings for sexual exploitation purposes that are made easier by cheaper and more accessible travel. Sexual exploitation in travel and tourism has really a child's face. No country is untouched by this phenomenon, and no child is immune. But we cannot let child abuse travel. For child victims of this insidious form of exploitation, life becomes harsh and deeply painful. The severity of their experience contrasts starkly with the invisibility of this phenomenon, which is reflected in the absence of official data on prevalence and by policies and laws that are still too often weak and lacking enforcement. The global report made strategic recommendations on how to promote the protection of children, and it emphasized the key role that the private sector can play in the prevention and elimination of abuse. Indeed, the business community can be highly effective in addressing violations of children's rights when its leaders prioritize these concerns. This is well illustrated by the recent report issued by UNICEF and my office, the private sector and the prevention of violence against children in Latin America and the Caribbean. The report will be officially launched later this week and presents a set of case studies illustrating how action by businesses across the region is helping to secure children's protection from violence. Dear friends, protecting children in travel and tourism gains a special relevance in the process of implementation of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. As you know, the 2030 Agenda has an ambitious vision of a world which invests in children and where every child grows up free from fear and from violence. Ending the sexual exploitation of children in travel and tourism is key to reaching the SDG targets on ending all forms of violence against children, as well as on ending child labor and achieving gender equality. The agenda recognizes the private sector as a major driver of economic growth and development and highlights its critical role in solving persisting challenges. Effective monitoring and reporting on progress is therefore a crucial dimension of this process. The high-level political forum held every year in New York is the main United Nations platform on the follow-up and review of progress on the Sustainable Development Goals. And a truly important and strategic milestone lies just ahead. In 2019, the high-level political forum will include, for the first time, a specific review of the progress of Goal 8 on the elimination of child labor and of Goal 16, which includes a target 16.2 to end all forms of violence against children. Moreover, 2019 also marks the 30th anniversary of the adoption of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, which is the most widely ratified treaty in the history of the United Nations. The 2019 High-Level Political Forum provides a unique opportunity to assess how far we have come in ensuring children's safety and protection, what gaps remain, and how to best accelerate progress to end all violence against children, including exploitation in travel and tourism. We must ensure that the many initiatives taken by national governments, the business sector, and other allies who are working to strengthen the protection of children in travel and tourism are recognized and shared in this global review process. And we must seize this opportunity to accelerate progress in the urgent actions that are needed to safeguard all children from the risk of sexual exploitation. Dear friends, we look forward to collaborating closely with you in this important process. Sustainable tourism and the protection of children must go hand in hand. Your commitment to innovation, investment and economic growth, as well as to building alliances and taking concrete actions in partnership with a broad range of stakeholders, will help to bring an end to the sexual exploitation of children in travel and tourism. Together, we can realize the vision of the 2030 Agenda of a world free from fear and from violence, with no child left behind. I wish you a very successful summit and look forward to building upon your important conclusions and recommendations. Many thanks.